La Llorona, the Weeping Woman, based on scary Mexican folklore passed from generation to generation, well known in Mexico and parts of Latin America and cities in the United States, including South Texas, where I first heard this horrific story. But La Llorona is no fairy tale. In his directorial debut, Michael Chavez and producer James Wan brings the sixth installment in the Conjuring franchise, starring Linda Cardellini, who plays Ana Tate Garcia, a widow doing her best to raise her two children. It is 1973, Los Angeles, California, and Anna works as a caseworker investigating the disappearance of the Alvarez children. When she arrives at the Alvarez apartment, the mother, played well by Patricia Velasquez, does not want to reveal the whereabouts of her two boys. Ana soon discovers her two children are hidden in a locked closet, where she immediately removes them from the care of her mother and places them in a children's shelter. This, despite their mother's explanation and a tearful plea that they are being protected, and warns her of taking them out. Ana is later called to further investigate when the boys disappear from the shelter. It is late at night, and Ana reluctantly takes her own children, Chris and Sam, to meet her friend and caseworker on the scene. Ana warns her kids to stay in the car while she investigates. Her son, Chris, being the curious boy that he is, what does he do? Gets out of the car. Well, it isn't long before he realizes he isn't alone. It is tense and creepy, and a race to get back in the car, which makes for a chilling scene. There are weird and unexplained events in the film involving Anna's own children, and for some strange reason, they keep it to themselves. I don't understand this. By all indications, they have a good relationship with their mother. Why wouldn't they just tell her? The first few minutes of the film take place in Mexico and gives the viewer a glimpse and understanding of how the urban legend of La Llorona began. The urban legend tells of a beautiful Mexican woman, Maria, who marries a nobleman or a man from the upper class. When he later leaves her for another younger woman in his class and comes only to see his sons, Maria, in her despair of his infidelity and as revenge, drowns her two children in the river. When she realizes to her horror what she has done, she takes her own life in the same river. But as legend would have it, her soul cannot rest, and it isn't long before her desperate wails are heard by the river, crying, "Mis hijos, my children." But that's not even the creepiest part. As a child, it is the threat that she may mistake you for one of her own children and take you with her. Children turn out compelling performances, especially from Cardellini, who is effective in the role of the mother. There are plenty of jump scares. Some elements are predictable, others not so much. Director Chavez is well versed in executing effective jump scares and skillfully builds tension throughout the film. Screenwriters Mickey Doherty and Tobias Laconis provide an excellent and clever element in making Anna a caseworker. While it is her job to ensure the safety of children, the tables are suddenly turned when she is the one being investigated, when her own children begin to show injuries and marks on their arms and legs. This, of course, is not a result of her negligence or abuse, but rather from La Llorona, as Ana learns a curse has been placed on her. Ana seeks the help of a priest played by Tony Amendola, who first appeared in role of Father Perez in the Conjuring movie universe, Annabelle. But she is referred to someone stronger and experienced in getting rid of entities, former priest Rafael Olvera, played by Raymond Cruz. Olvera displays a straightforward, matter-of-fact demeanor that is interesting and at odd times humorous. He has experience in getting rid of demons and other entities, but he doesn't reveal too much of his personal life. He does, however, take what he does very seriously and has all the tools to combat evil. One is left with even more questions. Why did he leave the priesthood? It is as though he holds a secret, which makes his character that much more interesting. My guess is we haven't seen the last of Rafael Olvera. Perhaps he will appear in the next La Llorona movie. And why did this film take place in 1973? It was exactly 300 years later after the opening scene. I would like to see La Llorona reappear to the same family, perhaps to the next generation, or their grandchildren, or perhaps we could go back in time to Mexico. As for critics asking why a ghost from Mexico moves to California, that's easy. She didn't migrate to the United States. Los Angeles, California was once a part of Mexico. La Llorona? She never left. I like the child's perspective of La Llorona. There are some missed opportunities in the film that could have been developed more and enhanced the story. This film needs a little more cohesiveness. Still, this legend is a big part of the Mexican culture, and it is no surprise that audiences turned out, even if it was just for curiosity. La Llorona serves as a cautionary tale warned by parents to get home before dark, or La Llorona will get you. It's been an effective ploy to have kids mind their curfews. Who growing up with this story hasn't stayed out a little late or played at a friend's house, only to walk back home in the dark, looking over your shoulder, questioning every shadow? I'd like to see a sequel or even a prequel to La Llorona, and the child's perspective definitely would be a much more terrifying story that has not yet been told. I give The Curse of La Llorona a B-.